Welcome to the 47th devlog for Lazr. In this video, we'll take a look at some new additions to the game. We'll explore the new Realtor menu, which lets players buy and sell homes in the city. We'll take a look at a new home and contract. Then we'll see how Lazr is evolving to be more customizable and testable. Let's get started. We'll load up a saved game and travel downtown to Joe's Ramen. There's a new contract available, the Bay Airship. Completing this contract unlocks the Bay Airship at the new Realtor. And here's the new Realtor building and menu. I haven't made the Realtor NPC yet, she's coming soon. The Bay Airship home is unavailable right now. Once we complete the Bay Airship contract, this home will unlock. Let's beat that new contract now. With that contract complete, the Bay Airship home is now unlocked. Let's travel downtown to the Realtor and purchase it. Now we can fast travel to the new property. Here's the Bay Airship home. I really like this level due to the large swimming pool. It's fun to splash around in the water. But what if you don't like the Bay Airship home? Well, then you can sell it. So let's go sell this property downtown at the Realtor. Once we sell this property, we won't have a home anymore. Players that sell all their property live on the streets. This is a new type of home that has enemies. Let's travel downtown and speak with the mod vendor Andy. He's got some new mods for us. Now let's take a look at notifications. Notifications are the small messages that pop up on the left side of the screen. For example, when the hero activates a checkpoint. This system was expanded to handle multiple messages. Let's watch as the player destroys 2 robots, a crime in Alpha City. The user settings file was altered to be in a human-readable format. I also added a new resolution setting and improved resolution descriptions. Let's take a look at the different resolutions the game can run at. In the video options, we can cycle through all the game's supported resolutions. Now that we've taken a look at the user settings in game, let's talk about how that data is stored. In previous versions of Lazr, the user settings file was in binary. Not any longer. That's been deleted. Now user settings is stored in a human-readable text format. The user settings file even has comments that serve as basic documentation. Let's launch the game with different window sizes now. Now let's mute the music by setting the music volume to 0. Let's mute the sound effects as well. The particle spawn rate controls how many weather particles are created, like rain and snow. A value greater than 3 disables weather particles. The weather particles account for around 80% of frame times. So just setting the spawn rate to 4 lets Lazr run on very low-end hardware. Now let's take a look at testing Lazr using pre-recorded inputs. Testing is now controlled by a text file named Lazr testing. Inside this file are 2 values, a true-false to enable testing, and the total number of tests to do. In this case, it's 5 tests. Because the top value is true, when we boot up Lazr, the game will play itself as quickly as possible 5 times. Let's watch. I will quickly recap how this works. I play the game while recording my controller inputs. These inputs are saved to a file. Then I load the inputs from the file and play those back into the game. This allows me to test the game much faster and consistently. Normally the game runs at 60 frames per second, but I can uncap the frame rate while doing these tests, which allows the game to run as fast as the hardware allows. This makes testing much faster. Every time a test completes or fails, data about that test is written to a log file. We'll take a look at a log file in a moment. Here's the log file for the tests that we're watching. We're testing 16 levels in around 40 seconds. There's about 40,000 frames in each test, and we're tracking very detailed information about the hero's position, velocity, and acceleration across all these tests. This information is used to check the physics system and see if the game is deterministic or non-deterministic, which we'll talk more about later. We've got just one more test to finish. Almost done. There, we're done. We can look at the completed log file now. Those 5 tests took around 3.5 minutes and tested 200,000 frames. There's small differences in the data on the right side of the log file. This is due to non-deterministic code. Determinism and non-determinism is a massive, complex topic. So, I'm only going to talk about the challenge I faced with Lazr. Almost all of the physics systems in Lazr are deterministic, which means they are predictable and consistent. If the same input is fed into the system, we get the same output. However, upon closer inspection, the water simulation turned out to be non-deterministic. This was in part due to the random agitations and bubbles in the water, which caused the waves at the top to change unpredictably. In addition, the code that controls the waves produces similar but slightly different values every time it's simulated. I think this is due to floating point rounding errors. So how do I fix the water sim? Well, in previous versions of the game, the cloth and ropes would float on top of the water. This looked cool, but it caused the cloth to become non-deterministic, due to its position being altered by the wave simulation, which itself was non-deterministic. So the way I fixed this was to separate the cloth from the wave simulation. Now cloth sinks in water. Cloth doesn't float anymore. Fixing that physics bug allowed the playback tests to complete 99.8% of the time, across many different computers, from desktops to laptops to tablets. Being able to test like that is a huge milestone in the development of Lazr. Thanks for joining me. Lazr is a cyberpunk platformer with unique cloth physics. You can learn more at lazr.online. Lazr's free demo is available on Steam, itch, GameJolt, and Indie Expo.